We've all been there. It's Monday morning and we've not gone food shopping. I guess it'll be the M&S meal deal every day again. Oh, and don't forget that pack of Percy Pigs to spice up the MDT. As pounds fly out of your bank account, you start to question whether they've flown onto your waistline. And yeah, as you throw another quality street in your mouth brought in by One Bee's family, you realise you're going to reach the end of the day and have a sugar crash and be too exhausted to go to the shop again. Now it's Tuesday and you've got to go to your friends for a meal. After another 6-hour ward round, you start to question whether to cancel, but you drag yourself there anyway. Your fridge still remains bare. The rest of the week is no different. You still haven't seen the sunlight this week, and thus begins another day in the windowless escalation ward. Ah, perfect. I can finally go shopping. Saturday begins and ends with alcohol-fueled socialisation. Ergo, Sunday is spent hungover, recovering. You spent £25 on lunch this week, eaten the equivalent of a whole kilo quality street and had more insulin spikes than you can count on 2 hands. And before you know it, it's Monday again. Hi guys and welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, I'm Dawn and I'm a junior doctor working in the southwest of England. Today we're talking about meal prepping for doctors, and I know some people have said, how is meal prepping for a doctor any different to meal prepping for any other profession? Well, I'm here to tell you why. It's a well-known fact that working as a doctor is unlike most other professions in the UK except maybe nursing. And how is it different? Well, number one, we have extreme time constraints, meaning that it's sometimes near impossible to leave the ward and go and have a sit-down meal. Especially now we have to wear masks on the ward, eating on the ward is so much more difficult. Number two, we do much longer shifts than most other professions, sometimes 13, maybe even 24 hours, and sometimes we don't even see daylight, which often means that we have to take 3 meals into the hospital. Thirdly, we do night shifts, which means our body clock is completely messed up. So meal prepping and knowing what meals you're having when is super important. If you just take yourself to the shop thinking, yeah, I've got this meal prep thing down, you'll come home, unpack your stuff, eat a third of it, and by the end of the week, be throwing the rest of it away as a mouldy, mushy mess. I'm speaking from experience here. So, like in most activities, planning is everything. Measure twice, cut once. Piss poor planning leads to piss poor performance. Whichever phrase you want to use, it's important. Get your notes out on your phone or an old-fashioned pen and paper. Search online for recipes or peel open those recipe books you got for Christmas and never opened, and get writing down some ingredients.
Keep on searching for my highs. You can say I lost my mind, I will keep on holding my head high, even if the sky is falling down.
Now it's time for the potentially fun bit, a trip to your local shop. I visit a local farm shop, which I understand is not in everyone's budget, but I don't buy everything there. I then make a second trip to Tesco for the odd item. I do try to, and I recommend shopping in small businesses, even if it's only for a few items. Try to shop seasonally and locally. Obviously, all of these things are great for the environment, less plastic packaging, fewer air miles, and it helps boost your local economy as well as meeting local people. Preparation will take up most of your active time when prepping, but you can get vegetable fruit slices if time is of the essence, including food processors. But you could take this opportunity to make this a really mindful task, especially as you do need to concentrate as you're holding quite a sharp knife. Now it's your chance to sit back, relax and watch the oven, saucepan or slow cooker do the work. Whilst this may take up a significant amount of time, most of the hard work is done, and after you finish cleaning up, you can get on with your life. Using an oven with timers or a slow cooker throughout the day or overnight will be much easier and require much less of your brain time than cooking everything on the hob. Snacks are victimised as horrendous sugar spikers that will just make you fat. But it doesn't have to be this way, and to be honest, I wouldn't survive my on-call shifts without them. Guys, don't get me wrong, I'm not advocating living off snacks, but on occasions it's almost impossible to leave the ward and sit down and have a proper meal, which is where snacks come in. I'd like to apologise for that, but it was too funny not to keep. The obvious advice comes here, which is just avoiding insulin spikers or unhealthy snacks, crisps, chocolate, sweets, and try instead to go for bananas, nuts, low sugar energy bars to get yourself through until you're able to sit down and have a proper meal. Great, you're almost done. The food's cooked, everything looks amazing, and there are 2 ways that you can box everything up. Number 1, separate containers for each food type. Number 2, compile all the food groups into individual boxes to create a whole meal. Personally, I prefer option 1. It allows more flexibility of different meal options by mixing and matching, and it also avoids mixing different moisture levels of the food because nobody wants a soggy bottom.
Slight soggy bottom there.
Thanks so much for watching all the way to the end. I really hope you enjoyed it, and I actually edited this one myself, so hopefully you noticed a difference. Is it any good? Let me know in the comments down below. If you guys have any tips or tricks or other recommendations for meal prepping as a doctor or medical professional, i.e. nurses, then please let me know and others know in the comments down below, because it would be super helpful to share all of these tips. If you enjoyed my content, then please obviously give it a like because it really helps my channel. Subscribe because I've got loads more stuff coming up, and just give me a comment to say hi or what you would like to see in the future. And I will see you in the next